Why are you who you are? Cosmology of the self. You can only change yourself. Who are you? Why do you want to avoid challenges? Spectrum of consciousness. Courage requires vulnerability. Are you prepared for that? If you can't change your mind, you don't have a mind to change. Welcome back again. It's a quick welcome back, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, beans and blokes, and everybody else. This is the second video to the other one we just did. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, go and see it. That was about outer learning, and I just want to spend a few moments about our inner learning. To know what really makes me tick and talk. Why do I do the things that I do? Why do I think of the things that I do? Why am I positive? Why am I negative? Why am I optimistic sometimes? Why am I not optimistic sometimes? Why am I on downers? Why am I on uppers? Guys, this is the thing. If we don't get to know ourselves, and as you know, because I've alluded to it before in previous videos, there's a spectrum of consciousness which sits upon the foundation of cosmology of the self. It's kind of interlinked. You and I have to make the effort to get to know these things. Like really who we are, and more importantly, why are we who we are? And if we don't kind of comprehend and understand that the influences on me have been my DNA, and there's research done on this, by the way, and the time I spent in my mother's womb, we know for a fact that, you know, mothers are told not to smoke, not to drink alcohol, not to take certain drugs, etc., etc., and have a good diet while they've been carrying us, right, for 9 months or so. Then what about the more subtle aspects, man? You know, the relationship that my mother had with my father and how that affected me. It's vibrational, it's energy. So the gross things we know affect the fetus and the baby growing, but what about the more subtle things? We have to be cognizant of these things. Maybe go back historically and have a chat, if our mothers and fathers are still alive, to find out what was the state, you know, what was the relationship like. Then, you know, when we're born, the early connection time that I think I've mentioned this in a previous video of our default setting is connection, something like that, I think. You know, the early few days and the first couple of years that we spend time with our mother, the informative years, and then in adolescence, then our peer group, how we built our value systems, and who influenced us, and how they influenced us in which respect they did, right? So we've got to kind of look at this kind of thing, and it really comes by quietude and meditation on this thing, and reflection and contemplation, and then, you know, being in good company and getting good advice from others. That's the key thing also, to find out about ourselves. And there's a plethora of information both on the internet and in written books. Find someone who has, you know, your heart is moved to, like, read a book written by somebody, or an author or authoress or whatever, and find out these things. What makes you tick and talk? What is it that who you are? What is consciousness? And what makes us do the things that we do? Why do you get angry? Why do I get angry? Why am I happy? And we know that happiness, we've covered this before, is very illusory. You know, it comes and goes. It's transitory. And yet you and I are looking for something which is more permanent, which is more constant. And you and I know we're not going to get it outside of ourselves. You know that, man. We all know this. You know, we think, if I get this, it's going to be fine. Yeah, you'll get it, and you'll be fine for a little while. And then thereafter, we're like freaking drug addicts, man, looking for the next fix. We end up like being 2-year-olds in 30-year-old bodies, or 40-year-old bodies, or 50-year-old bodies, or even 60-year-old bodies. I mean, really? Really? Guys, really? So I think we need to kind of just spend a bit of time in figuring these things out. It's really down to you and me, you know? Either you and I can make this place, this world, a little bit worse than it is, or we can make this world a little bit better than it is. our own little worlds, our own spheres of engagement when people come into our spheres of our lives, and when we engage and move into other people's spheres in their lives, and especially intimate relationships, with partners, in marriage. If we don't figure this thing out about ourselves, or at least begin to understand it, so it doesn't matter if 40 years have gone by, man. It's about now. It's about now. Figure out something about yourself, how you are, why you are, what you are. And same applies to me. And as I've always said in the past, we are all work in progress. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'll catch you soon. Bye.